What if I told you something sitting quietly in your kitchen right now may be helping blood sugar in a way most people over 60 never hear about? Not another expensive supplement, not another impossible diet, and definitely not another exercise routine your knees, hips, or back may no longer tolerate. Because let me ask you something. Have you ever checked your blood sugar in the morning and thought, how is this possible? You ate carefully, skipped dessert, tried to be responsible, and somehow the number still feels wrong. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. Because today I want to explain why this happens, why so many adults over 60 feel frustrated by blood sugar changes, and why one simple drink sitting in millions of kitchens may be supporting something deeper happening inside your body. But there's one mistake most people make with it that quietly ruins the benefit. And before we finish, I'll show you exactly what that mistake is. If we haven't met before, I'm Dr. Sterling Foster, a senior health specialist. For over 27 years, I've worked with adults over 60 dealing with blood sugar problems, stubborn fatigue, metabolic slowdowns, and those confusing health changes that seem to appear overnight. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Most people are trying much harder than anyone realizes. They're not lazy, they're not careless, and they're certainly not failing. Many are simply trying to manage a body that no longer responds the way it used to. Because after 60, things change. Sleep changes. Hormones change. Stress changes. Even the way your body handles sugar changes. And when nobody explains that clearly, people quietly begin blaming themselves. I never want you to do that. Let me tell you about Diane. She was 73, grandmother of 4, loved cooking Sunday dinners. But privately, she had stopped enjoying them. Not because she didn't love her family, because she was exhausted. Every afternoon felt heavy. Her blood sugar numbers frustrated her. And the worst part? She started feeling afraid. Afraid she was slowly losing control of her health. One afternoon, she said something to me I'll never forget. Dr. Foster, I feel like my body stopped listening to me. Maybe you understand that feeling. Maybe nobody around you sees the quiet frustration, the tiredness, the confusion, the fear that aging suddenly feels faster than expected. And if you've felt that, you're not alone. Now here's something most people misunderstand. Many believe blood sugar problems are only about eating sugar. That sounds logical, but it's only part of the picture. Think of your bloodstream like a road. Sugar travels through it like delivery trucks. Your muscles are houses waiting for energy. But there's a problem. Those delivery trucks need a key to enter. That key is insulin. And over time, especially after 60, many bodies stop responding to insulin as efficiently. It's almost like the lock becomes rusty. The key still exists, but the door doesn't open properly. That's insulin resistance. And this is where green tea becomes interesting. Not magical. Not a miracle. Interesting. Researchers have studied a natural compound inside green tea called EGCG. Don't worry about the complicated name. What matters is this. Some research suggests it may help support how the body handles glucose and insulin. In simple terms, it may help your system work a little smarter. Not overnight, not perfectly, but support matters. Especially after 60, because health at this age is often about small improvements adding up. And Diane discovered that firsthand. She started a simple routine. Nothing extreme, 1 cup of unsweetened green tea most mornings. Consistency over perfection. A few weeks later, she told me something surprising. I don't feel fixed, she said, but I feel steadier. And honestly, that mattered more. Because sometimes improvement doesn't arrive dramatically. Sometimes it arrives quietly. More stable mornings. less crashing after meals, more confidence, more hope. Quick question for you. How many years have you been managing blood sugar? A few years? 10? 20? Tell me below. I read those comments, and you'd be surprised how many people realize they're not alone after reading someone else's story. But here's where things get surprising. There's one huge mistake many people make with green tea that may quietly cancel much of the reason they started drinking it in the first place. And if you're doing this every morning, you may not even realize it. Now, let's talk about the mistake, because this catches more people than you would believe. You buy green tea. You drink it consistently. You genuinely try. And then nothing changes. No difference in energy. No noticeable support. No shift in how you feel. And quietly you think, well, I guess this doesn't work for me either. But often the problem isn't the tea. It's what's happening inside the cup. Here's what most people never hear. How you prepare green tea matters. A lot. Think of green tea like unlocking something valuable. Too much heat? You may damage some of the delicate plant compounds researchers believe are helpful. Too little? You may not extract enough. Simple matters here. Many people pour boiling water straight onto the tea bag. Others load it with sugar, flavored creamers, or sweet syrups. And suddenly, the habit meant to support blood sugar becomes something working against it. One patient, Robert, 68, from Texas, laughed when we talked about this. He told me, "Doc, I was probably drinking dessert pretending it was healthy." He meant well. He really did. Every morning, he drank green tea loaded with honey and sweet cream because someone online told him green tea was good for diabetes. But nobody explained the bigger picture. We made one simple adjustment. Unsweetened green tea. Nothing dramatic. No I'm possible routine. Just one small change. 3 weeks later, he told me something interesting. I don't feel as heavy after lunch anymore. Not perfect. Better. And sometimes better is exactly where progress begins. Because after 60, health improvements often happen quietly. You don't wake up transformed. You notice smaller things. Steadier mornings. Less crashing, a little more energy, a little more confidence. And confidence matters. Because once people start feeling even slightly better, they stop feeling helpless. Now, I want to explain something else many adults over 60 tell me about. Fatigue, that deep, tired feeling, not sleepy, heavy, fogged, like somebody quietly turned down the volume on your body. Does that sound familiar? Many people assume this is just aging, but sometimes unstable blood sugar plays a role. Think of your energy like a campfire. When fuel stays steady, the fire burns steadily. But if fuel constantly spikes and crashes, the flame struggles. That's how many people describe unstable energy after meals. One patient, Carol, ages 74, stopped meeting friends for lunch because she feared feeling drained afterward. She told me something heartbreaking. I started saying no to life because I never knew how I'd feel. That stayed with me. Because health isn't just about numbers. It's about freedom, confidence, energy to enjoy ordinary moments. And this is where consistency matters more than perfection. I want to say something important. Green tea is not magic. Please hear me clearly. No drink fixes everything. No food fixes everything. Real health works differently. Think of it like rowing a boat. One healthy habit alone, you move slowly. But several habits together, now you move forward. Sleep, movement, stress, hydration, balanced meals, medication consistency, and maybe green tea as one supportive piece. Not the whole answer, just one helpful part. That mindset changes everything. because perfection makes people quit. Progress keeps people going. Remember Diane? The grandmother I told you about earlier? After several weeks, she smiled and said something I still remember. I stopped chasing perfect and started chasing better. Honestly, that may be one of the healthiest things anyone can say after 60, because better adds up. And before we finish, there's one more thing I want you to remember. Please don't ignore how your body feels. If something leaves you shaky, uncomfortable, restless, or affects sleep, listen to your body. Health is personal. What helps one person may need adjusting for another. And there is absolutely no shame in adapting. Before you go, I'd love to ask you something. Have you ever tried green tea for blood sugar or energy? Or are you thinking about trying it now? Tell me below. I read those comments more than you probably realize. And your story may encourage someone else who feels alone in this. And if someone in your family quietly struggles with fatigue, blood sugar, or those frustrating health changes after 60, share this with them. Sometimes the people we love are carrying fears they never say out loud. And if staying independent, protecting your health, and understanding what's happening inside your body after 60 matters to you, subscribe so we can continue learning together. Because next time, I want to talk about a breakfast food millions of seniors believe is helping blood sugar, while some research suggests it may actually be doing the opposite. And chances are, it's already in your kitchen.